Have you ever looked at a wildly successful restaurant and wondered, how do they do it? Well, it's definitely not just luck. We've looked at hundreds of incredible restaurants, and you know what? A clear pattern pops up. A set of golden rules that can turn just about any restaurant into a real success machine. So let's dive in and uncover exactly what it takes to revolutionize your business.
Just take a second and picture this. Your restaurant totally booked out every single night. There are people literally queuing up outside, hoping for a table. And your phone is just buzzing with one 5-star review after another. Now, this isn't some crazy fantasy. It's what happens when you apply the right system. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a little too good to be true, right? But it's not. What we're about to break down here isn't magic. It's a proven strategy. It's all about shifting from just hoping for the best to having a deliberate, step-by-step game plan that actually works. So, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll talk about what this whole success machine thing is. Then, we get to the heart of it all, the food. After that, we'll zoom out and look at the total customer experience. Then we'll go behind the scenes to check out the engine that runs the whole show. And, most importantly, we'll wrap it all up with an action plan you can start using right away. All right, let's get right into it with the absolute bedrock of any restaurant. The food. I mean, you could have the most beautiful decor, the friendliest staff, but if the food on the plate isn't amazing, nothing else is going to matter. This is square one. And that first impression, it gets decided in a fraction of a second. Get this, a whopping 73% of customers judge your entire restaurant based on their very first bite. And what's the most critical part of that bite? It's not the flavor. It's not how it looks. It's the temperature.
Okay, so getting the temperature right isn't just a suggestion, it is a science. For hot food, you've got to serve it at a minimum of 82 degrees Celsius, and it has to be on a preheated plate. And please, just get rid of the heat lamps. They're food killers. On the flip side, for cold dishes, you want a crisp 3 degrees Celsius served on chilled plates. And salads? They come out of the fridge at the very last possible second. Now, if you think I'm obsessing over a small detail, let me tell you about a guy named Mike Hurst. He had a bistro, and he was on the brink of going out of business. Customers were complaining all the time, and he just couldn't pinpoint the problem. So, he decided to focus on one single thing: temperature. Mike's fix was so simple. He just bought a professional plate warmer and a plate chiller. That's it. And the results were, well, look at this. His Google reviews skyrocketed from a painful 2.1 stars all the way up to a fantastic 4.7. He didn't change the menu, didn't renovate, he just served hot food hot and cold food cold. And what did that do for his bank account? His sales jumped 40% in just 3 months. Just let that sink in for a moment. A 40% bump just from mastering one basic principle. It's a simple equation. Perfect temperature leads to happy customers, and happy customers lead to a thriving business. Now, building on that, let's talk ingredients. High quality isn't an expense, it's an investment that pays you back. Think about it. An incredible 86% of your customers are more than willing to pay more for fresh, local food. And the numbers don't lie. Restaurants that go big on fresh ingredients pull in up to 35% more revenue. Oh, and here's a pro tip from the best chefs in the world. Taste everything before it goes out. That one little habit can stop 90% of dishes from ever being sent back. Okay, so we've absolutely nailed the food itself. The foundation is solid. Now we can move on to the next layer. We're going beyond just the plate to look at the entire experience. Everything that shapes how a customer sees, feels, and remembers your restaurant. You've heard it a million times. We eat with our eyes first. And it's so true. Your brain actually processes images 60,000 times faster than words. So, what is your plate saying? You have to avoid those classic rookie mistakes on the left. Messy sauce puddles, boring one-color meals, and please, for the love of food, never put a plastic decoration on a plate. Instead, do what the pros do. Play with height. Use at least 3 colors that pop, and garnish with something fresh and delicious. Here it is, the ultimate test in today's world. Grab your phone, snap a picture of your signature dish, and be brutally honest with yourself. Is it so beautiful that someone scrolling through their feed would just stop in their tracks and think, wow, I need to eat that? If the answer is not a definite yes, it's time to work on that presentation. Of course, a great experience isn't just about how things look. Your service can be your secret weapon. And it really comes down to 3 things. First, speed. Set clear goals for how fast food gets to the table. Second, precision. Check every order twice. Eliminate those simple mistakes. And third, attitude. This one is a total game changer. Train your team to completely erase no but from their vocabulary. Replace it with, yes, and here's what I can do for you. It turns a problem into a solution every time. In a world full of restaurants, you have to find a way to be memorable. Let me tell you about Sarah. She had a little restaurant in Lyon that was really struggling to get by. So she decided to create one unique, unforgettable detail. She perfected her own recipe for walnut bread and started serving it warm to every table with homemade herb butter. And that simple, delicious bread became her signature. People started coming just for Sarah's bread, and today her place is booked solid. Okay, now it's time to talk about the part the customer never sees, but they always feel the effects of: the engine room. These are the hidden systems, the behind-the-scenes processes that power your entire business. And if you get this part wrong, trust me, not even the best food in the world can save you. Let's just be completely honest about the stakes here, because these numbers are actually terrifying. This chart shows two huge reasons restaurants fail. First, food poisoning is a factor in 1 out of every 6 restaurant closures. But look at that other slice. A single bad hygiene experience is an absolute catastrophe. A mind-blowing 94% of customers who have one will never, ever give you a second chance. This isn't just about being clean, it's about survival. So, how do you prevent disaster? You need an ironclad, non-negotiable action plan. Step 1. Mandatory staff training on hygiene. Every 3 months. No exceptions. Step 2. Enforce the use of protective gear like gloves and hairnets. And Step 3. Have strict, written-down rules for everything, from how to clean a surface to checking food temperatures multiple times a day. And beyond just safety, your internal policies are what create consistency. You should always empower your staff to offer smart substitutions instead of just saying, sorry, we're out. You need to use standardized recipes so that a customer's favorite dish tastes exactly the same every single time. And you need to become absolutely obsessive about the cleanliness of every plate, fork, and glass that reaches a customer. Whew, we have covered a ton of ground, from the details on the plate to the systems that run in the background. Now comes the best part. It's time to turn all this information into action. This is where you can start making real changes in your own restaurant starting, tomorrow. So here it is, your 30-day challenge. 3 simple but super powerful actions. First, I want you to audit your temperatures. For 1 full day, grab a thermometer and check every single dish that leaves your kitchen. Second, pick your best-selling dish and give its presentation a complete makeover. Make it absolutely stunning. And third, create your signature. Just like Sarah and her bread, find that one special thing that people will talk about long after they've left. I want to leave you with one final thought here. In today's incredibly tough market, these rules, they aren't just helpful tips. They are mandatory. They're the absolute minimum for survival and the blueprint for success. The restaurants that live by these principles aren't just getting by. They're the ones that are truly thriving. The only question left is, will yours be one of them?